What's up, everybody? It's Brand. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing good out there. And if you're not doing good, well, that's okay as well. So guess where we are? We haven't been here in a while, but we are in the Red Light Lounge, okay? And in today's video, I'm going to talk about a topic that's rather important. In fact, I think this was one of the biggest hurdles in the beginning of my car life journey. And that is how to tell your loved ones that you're thinking about moving into your vehicle, your car, no less, okay? Because when you're thinking about moving into your vehicle and you make it happen, it's easy to get caught up in your own plan, right? You must consider your loved ones in this decision, because this is not all about you, all right? This will affect the people that you care about, all right? So let's just put this into perspective. First of all, there could be two different reasons why you're thinking of moving into your car in the first place. Number one, you could have your back against the wall. You could be struggling financially and you may have limited options. You may be looking at this as a way to pay down debt and get ahead financially. Or you're one of those spirited individuals that's looking for some adventure in your life, okay? Either way, you're thinking of moving into your car. Let's say you've done all your research. You've been looking at all these YouTube videos of these crazy car lifers like me, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I see them do it, I can do it. So you've done your research, you've done your planning, you've answered all of the basic questions like, where are you going to shower? Where are you going to go to the bathroom? What are you going to do in the winter when it's cold and in the summer when it's hot? You know, where are you going to pass time? All these basic questions that come up, you've already answered them, okay? So you're excited, you believe that you've got it figured out, you believe that you're prepared. And trust me when I tell you, and I'm not trying to scare you off in any way, but I'm not going to fluff this thing up in any way, but you may think you're prepared, but you're going to run into some issues along the way, and you're going to have to learn the hard way. Much the same as I did in the beginning of my car life journey. I did all my research, I answered all my questions, and in the first week I barely got any sleep because I decided to move into my car in the end of December in New England, and that was before I even had my 0-degree mummy bag. I learned that the hard way. Okay, so but anyways, you've done all your research, and now you're at the point where, okay, well, there's people in your life who are going to need to know about these changes. Consider this though, right? You've done the research, you've answered the questions. The people you're about to tell have not done the research, and they're about to take all of this news in, fresh, all right? So I'm going to warn you, right? So they will most likely be concerned for your well-being. This is completely natural. You need to understand that. Also, they're most likely going to try to talk you out of it, all right? And, this is natural also, all right? So I'm going to give you some advice on how to handle this situation. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make a list of the people that you're going to tell, and keep the list small, all right? So you don't need to tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you're moving into your car, just the people that matter in your life, the people who are going to find out anyways, all right? Make a small list, and do like I did. I made my small list, and I'll even tell you who it was. On my list, I had my son, my son's mom, my siblings, my boss, and my manager, because I work for an entertainment company as well. All right. So that was my list in the beginning. That's all I had. And I didn't want to tell them all at once. So what I decided to do was tell them all separately. So I'm just giving you my experience. So the first person I told was my son's mom, and we spoke on the phone. And in the beginning, she was quite supportive. She had her concerns, but in the end, we spoke for a while, and, I assured her that, I'm not leaving my son. I'm still going to spend time with my son. We worked out, a little extra child support for her because she's going to be taking him on, pretty much 7 nights a week. So we worked that out. The next person I told was my son, and I told my son in person. We were driving in the car, and I told my son, and my son was concerned, but he wasn't concerned that, I was leaving him. He knew that we were going to spend time together. He knew that I would never do that. He was more concerned for my well-being and whatnot. But we talked about it, and, he came around to it also. The next person I decided to tell was my mom, and that was the hardest person to tell because, my mom was rather upset by the news. She was kind of shocked when I told her I was thinking of living in my car. And of course she was against it, but I had to allow her to react to the situation and kind of guide her through it. And wait for her to come around, because that's what happens. You get out there on your own, you start to prove to yourself that you're capable of doing it, and then everyone else kind of follows suit. And then I told my siblings, right? And I told my siblings via email. I just let them all know. My brother tried to talk me out of it in the beginning. I heard him out. One of my sisters tried to suggest an ulterior solution. And my other sister kind of just didn't say much, and she just said, I put my faith in you. I know you'll do what's best for you, blah, blah, blah. And then I told my boss and my manager, and those are the easiest people to tell, because my boss is kind of an outdoorsy type of person, and he's like, that's awesome. And I was like, oh, that's great. And told them, and they kept me on the roster. That's just my experience, all right? So what I'm going to tell you here is how to kind of have this conversation with them. So let's say you have one of the people that you're going to tell to yourself. You tell them that you're going to move into your car. Allow them to react, all right? Allow them to state their case. And even if they try to talk you out of it, allow them to try to talk you out of it, all right? Because, if you respond in a defensive way and kind of cut the conversation short because you're not hearing what you want to hear off the bat, then you're not going to get anywhere with your loved ones in that conversation. It's a give and take situation, and it's not just about you. You have to let them respond, let them react, let them state their case. And after they do that, the ball is back in your court, all right? And what I did and what you need to do is to state your case firmly. Let them know, look, I appreciate your concern, but this is going to happen. This is something I need to do for myself, right? And at that point, that's all you can do, really, in the situation. If they then go on to tell you that you're wrong, or tell you that you're making a huge mistake, and if they keep on trying to convince you to not do what it is that you're trying to do, at that point you want to just put them aside for a little bit, because if they can't respect your decision to do so, then you need to put them aside. At the end of the day, it's your life, it's your decision. You got to do what you got to do for yourself, all right? And if you believe in yourself and you prove to yourself that you can do this, then the people you care about will come around to that eventually. I will say this, though, all right? Sometimes things don't work out the way you planned it. And it happened to me. I planned on living in my car for a year. And I said, Bren, within that time, should you stay the course and stay sober and work hard, you should be able to pay off your debt. You should be in line to get a new car, a new apartment. And, then you can go back to being in an apartment, to living with your son again. That didn't happen within a year, all right? And that's because I had setbacks with my drinking, right? So when I started having setbacks with my drinking, it really took a hit on me financially, mentally, and physically. And what eventually started to happen was I was prolonging my stay in my vehicle. And that's a cause for concern, not only for me, but also for my family, right? So my family could eventually start to see that I was struggling. And it's difficult, man. It's difficult for them, and it's difficult for me. Sometimes, it's hard to communicate when someone that you love is struggling. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to help them. you know, I can speak as the addict. You know, it's entirely up to me to help myself, and I know that. You know what I mean? So things didn't go as I planned. I wanted to have it all done in a year, and here we are, coming up on a year and 7 months. Now, I will say this: I still believe that I'm going to pull this off, and that, you know, I'm only a couple of months away from being back in an apartment again. In fact, 2.5 months to be exact. I'm looking for September. I did pay off most of my debt, even in the midst of all my struggles. I am sitting in a new car that's financed, and I'm really grateful for that. So, things don't always work out as they planned. And expect your family to be worried for you when they don't. But anyways, when it comes to talking to your family, you know, you just gotta understand that it's a big deal, right? Moving into your car isn't something that's quite normal, right? And it's also something that could be quite risky. In fact, it will be risky if you're not careful, and if you don't take the right precautions, and if you don't prepare, right? You got to be prepared for something like this. But that's pretty much what I've got for how to talk to your family about moving into your car. Let them react, state your case, and do what you need to do, all right? So that's going to do it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and don't let anyone steer you off your course, all right? Don't let anyone talk you out of something that you believe you need to do. As long as you're not harming yourself or someone else, and you have the best of intentions for yourself and for the people you care about, go for it, all right? You have to do what's best for you. All right, so until next time, folks, take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one.